Alright folks, I have another idea for another stupid video. Another great idea. So here we have two generators. This is the pump house. This one here is a super old two-cylinder diesel generator. Giant, massive, heavy thing. Does not run. It's got fuel lines that are cut. It's got no batteries. I'm not going to be working on that because that's a huge project. Instead, we're going to be taking this little guy, which is, I don't know anything about it yet because I've just decided to start working on it. But this, I'm guessing, is a single cylinder gas generator. Let's get this thing on the dolly and bring it back to the garage. These bolts are loose. Probably because I messed with it a while ago. There's a nail in there. That's not good. Alright. That's why I'm wearing boots. Let's get that a little more centered.
How heavy is it when it's on there?
I overestimated. It's probably about 60 pounds. Alright, got it over here at the garage, and let's start by taking off all this plastic sheathing, plastic covers, and see what we got going on in there. Use our good old trusty 212 boxes for camera mounts. Alright, well, it took a lot more work than I thought to get all this, not even all. We've got some of the sheathing off, but lo and behold, there's a mouse inside. A live mouse. Saw its little face in there. And to think I was sticking my fingers in there. Well,
What? No, I hate no.
hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. It's making a little noise. Probably not very happy because I'm destroying its home. I thought it smelled like mouse pee. Well, that's why, and there's little bits of fluff everywhere from it chewing on parts. Well, now I get to get that thing out. Anyways, I'll update you when we have all the sheathing off and are ready to start diagnosis of why the engine is stuck and other problems. Alright, so I've fully got it out of all the sheathing and covering, and I got all the mice out. Actually, there ended up being 4, including a massive mouse nest, tons of nuts, and there's the other part of the mouse nest. And here's all the excess parts that we removed, all the plastic bits on the outside and the electrical components. Now we're just left with the engine, which it turns out to be a 150cc, so it's not too big. I thought it would be bigger, but it looks pretty big. It's actually got flywheel on this side with all the electrical components in it. And then this, I'm guessing, is part the main generator part. And then we got another flywheel thing over here, which blows air. They both blow air to help cool. We got a dual stage huge muffler, which is crazy. It ought to sound like an electric motor with this huge thing. So, still kind of smells like mouse pee, but I rinsed it off with the hose. The mouse nest was in this part here, underneath this. Took the air filter off. So we'll see if we have spark, and first I'll put some ether in it and see if it'll fire a bit. And if so, that means all we have is a fuel problem, because obviously I cut all the fuel lines, or there's no fuel tank anyways, the fuel tank's right there. And then we'll hook something up for that. But if it doesn't run, well, it's a spark issue and I need to work on grounding or something, because when I ripped out all the wiring, there's a good chance that something got messed up. So, it feels like it has some really strong compression. So, that's a good sign, but then again, that makes it harder to start. Oh yeah, we got a choke control here, throttle control here, which had a big electric motor on it, servo, that would move the throttle, so it's completely throttle by wire. Maybe. Also has a lot of water in it from when Wow! It has spark, alright. Wow! I've never had an engine that's been this abused, because we messed with it when we were little, start up on the first pull when I put gas in it. That's a great sign. Also, it's quiet.
It needs a bowl. It's missing.
Yeah, it's missing a oh yeah, I forgot to tell. It's missing a carburetor bowl. We have the bowl, but we don't have the screw. So we can't really do fuel yet. So it looks like we got a good running engine. No valve problems, no rod problems. Now we need to see if we got oil in it. Well, actually it wasn't good to run it without checking that anyways, but we have oil in it. Alright. Well, I've been doing more work on this thing, and we got a carburetor bowl, which is off the old go-kart engine right there. So that's good. It was the same exact one, so it fit perfectly. We got some weird stuff going on here. And then we got our fuel line coming from here, going all the way up to our fuel tank, which is mounted on this jack, so it can be gravity fed. Well, it is pretty quiet. In fact, the engine itself, the pulsing is not loud. What's the loudest part is the like electrical winding noise. But I'll let you guys. In fact, to prove that it's not too loud, I will start it. The choke is springed to the on position, so it's kind of bogging because of that. Doesn't want to idle very much. I'm not entirely sure what that's all about. Well, I think I could put the air filter back on. Maybe that's why it's not running as smoothly. Maybe because it runs so rich that you have to have the choke on in order for it to run properly. Anyways, see you later. Alright, now we're going to try riding it without the big muffler, dual stage muffler on it. Instead, we'll just have this nice little rusted header pipe. We'll see how that sounds. I am going to be wearing headphones for this, no doubt. Also, we have the flywheels now exposed. Really doesn't like to idle much, does it? So, even with this air filter on, it still has trouble idling. I think it has to do with the fact that this choke, I don't know, so something weird going on. And I intend to figure out what. I think my next course of action will be to take this big old muffler, chop right here and put it back on, so we will have a muffler. It'll just be a much smaller one.